Hey y'all, it is April the 29th, I believe, 2020, 2024, and I just barely got up here on the internet, and I'm late. I'm late already. I don't know if anybody's like, keeping up with it, but I'm late. All right. I'm sorry about that. I had a friend, or actually a brother, who is right before the broadcast texting me, and drunk texting me at that. Still pretty early in the evening, kind of think of it. Drunk texting me, all right, showing me how he pissed on the ground and all sort of stuff outside a hotel in Pecos County. All right, it's kind of, you know, I ended the conversation eventually, but it's beyond me to like abruptly end that conversation with somebody because in a sense they're dependent on you to at least try to keep them out of trouble over there in Pecos County. Y'all, I wanted to jump on the internet. I know I had missed it yesterday, um, but as you might assume, when the evening rolled around, I felt pretty tuckered out. You know, the Sunday, the weekend, if you will, it's a time for rest, and I was really feeling it at that time. But I thought I would come on the internet right now. Get this toothpick out of my mouth. I thought I would come on the internet real quick. I don't know how long for, to be honest. I don't know what's all popping in the news. I'm sure it's a lot. I don't know if any of it's worth talking about right now. But the title of this here broadcast called Handling Business. See if my tab will pick up the internet. It may or may not pick up the internet. But the title of this here broadcast is Handling Business. And I gotta hope that you're handling business over there, wherever you're at. And maybe you're currently you're fixing to get into some business handling. Today, man, we were handling some business and we're getting stuff set up. I've uploaded a video here to this channel, but however, there's another channel just so that people understand where we're going with this. I uploaded a video. It's like the preliminary video that I put up on a different channel too, as well. And as you can see, it has something to do with picking up trash. It's not a get rich quick scheme by any means, all right? Picking up trash. Not only just picking up trash, but finding other ways in which to help the community, especially on an aesthetic level, right? It looks bad when it's trash on the street and on the sidewalk and they're in the grass. And some people were raised like that, myself included. Some people were raised in parts of town in which, it's very commonplace to see trash and litter strewn about all willy nilly because people, whatever, either they're too busy, there wasn't a trash receptacle around, or whatever have you. Stone Oak, not the most extravagant place in San Antonio, probably. There's plenty of places like the Dominion and all sort of places outside of San Antonio which are pretty luxurious. People make some money out there. Stone Oak is pretty nice. And it's established a nice place. It's pretty damn nice neighborhood. Not exactly any small houses here. There's some that are smaller than the others, or some that are very big houses, compounds even. It's not rare to see, for example, 3-story houses here. Kind of rare in San Antonio to see that, but not in Stone Oak. Stone Oak's nice. Stone Oak is, logistically situated what they call the far north of San Antonio, the north side of San Antonio. And it's just nice, and it's been nice. Uh, I'm sure that when it was first established, it was like super duper nice. Now, as it's gotten, older, it's gotten character. It may not be as cutting edge nice, but it's still very nice, fancy. Okay, Stone Oak. I'll go ahead and talk about it here on this channel. Well, maybe it's not worth bringing up on the other channel, which will be for business. It will be for that business. But Stone Oak, like I say, nice houses here. It's known for being nice. There's plenty of small towns in and around San Antonio, but Stone Oak is not a town. I've seen it described as a super neighborhood or something. It's a neighborhood. It's kind of a big neighborhood. Lord knows we have like towns that are probably that small around here. Okay. So Stone Oak, what was I talking about? The business? Okay, so Stone Oak, still nice. Still got nice houses. Still a place in town to aspire to live in one day. But however, as time goes on, like with plenty of these nice areas of town, for one reason or another, you're going to find encroaching what they call affordable housing. Now, Lord knows we want everybody to be able to afford a house. All right, but you got this affordable housing terminology that they use. Basically, what it means is to take a nice area of town and slowly encroach it with poverty or less nice people or whatever. Kind of smush people in. Why? Because it's got to be affordable. They're not having great big houses. They're creating an apartment complex. You got bus stops, and that's all wonderful, right? It's all wonderful. But here's the thing about it. As the years have gone on, I can only imagine because I just barely got to Stone Oak. As the years gone on, with more encroaching people, there's a huge metropolitan via bus station. Not even, it's just right outside of Stone Oak. That's like fairly new. So a lot more traffic, especially around Stone Oak, and sometimes within Stone Oak. One thing I couldn't help but notice, and this has always been something to know about Stone Oak, is that it, I guess since its inception, people have been utilizing, taking advantage of the pedestrian walkways, sidewalks, and that sort of stuff, trails and stuff. Over at Stone Oak, I'll give you an example. In Stone Oak, I figured out a long time ago that if you want to see nice, lovely ladies jogging early in the morning, chances are go to Stone Oak and you'll see that because there's people doing that all throughout the day. You got people who's walking around the neighborhoods just to keep their health up, just to experience the sunshine, breathe in the nice. It's a nice neighborhood to walk through. All right, but no matter how nice it is, kind of, sort of, there is the elephant in the room, like, or however you would say it. There's a fly in the ointment, because unless you ignore it, You're not going to be able to help but notice that trash, and it's not everywhere, and it's not. To be clear, it's not as trashy as some parts of town are trashy. Some parts of town that like where I come from is a little bit more trashy, to be honest. Um, it's not like trash, like you're overwhelmed with trash, but it is like trash, like, shoot, man, I couldn't walk 20, 30 yards without finding trash. I'm gonna find trash. I mean, you pay attention at all, you're gonna see trash, and then your subconscious, and I know this for a fact. You're gonna notice the trash. There's trash on the sidewalk. There's trash in the grass. All right. I just wanted to point out, myself included, that it's like, I don't know if you say human nature or American nature, to point out, to look at it, to notice it, to point it out, say, hey, look at this trash on the grass. There's little bits of trash here and there. Trash on the sidewalk. Oh man. Like when you think about a neighborhood like Stone Oak, like I'm renting a room in a decent house. It's decent. There's some houses that I mean, this is a decent house. It's kind of nice. There's some houses that are way nicer. In fact, most houses are way nicer. Way nicer in this neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. So either consciously or subconsciously, as you're driving home, or as your child, or as your wife or husband, as they're driving home to this nice neighborhood that I'm sure y'all paid a lot of money for the house. I'm sure y'all pay a lot of money for the property taxes. Y'all pay a lot of money. But you have to have trash on the sidewalks. Unless you ignore it, you had to see trash on the sidewalks as you drive home. Your nice home in your nice neighborhood. It's trash in the grass, trash in the sidewalks. You might see some trash in the streets. It's trash everywhere. And so, of course, someone might look at it, someone like myself, for example, who runs or does plenty of walking, might look and say, it's a damn shame that some people are paying exorbitant amounts of money to live in this neighborhood, and they just had to become accustomed to trash, I guess. And maybe they have. I don't think they have. But hypothetically, maybe they have. Hypothetically, maybe all the citizens living here in Stone Oak are just like whatever, and they don't care if it's trash everywhere. There's trash on the sidewalks, trash in the grass, trash in their parks, trash on the trails. Maybe like they just couldn't care less. That's possible. But I'm banking on that people in Stone Oak, having paid so much money to live here, they have some sort of investment on this neighborhood. It is a super neighborhood. They moved in. That's one of the selling points. It would have some sort of investment in their neighborhood not being littered all over with trash. How much property taxes you gotta pay? How much you gotta pay for your house in order for the neighborhood to not be covered in trash? And now somebody who's like listening, who might be in Stone Oak, is like, if you haven't already noticed trash, now you're gonna definitely notice it. It's definitely around all the time. All right, so I got the idea. It's like, okay, we're in a transition mode. For example, it's World War III, um, and it's going to devastate our lifestyles and definitely alter them very much so, drastically. Right? And I'm not being a doomsday person. I'm saying, there's a change a coming. And since it's upon us, I feel like perhaps there is no better time. There is no more perfect time to not only start a business, because honestly, man, a guy like me, I'll run out, I get a job, whatever job will hire me. I take that job and I do it really, really good. And I take it and I get a little bit complacent, and I take that job and I do it so good, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I would get complacent, and I know fulfill my potential, to be honest. I leave all sort of potential on the table doing these simple jobs in which I only get paid so much anyways. And then at the end of the day, also, I'm not like a what I would call a facet of the community, right? For example, just to be real brief, typically you would get or a person like me would get a decently paying job, I guess, and then barely be able to pay the bills, and then go home and then hide up in my house, and nobody in the community knows me, and why would they know me, right? And so, in pondering that whole scenario of just not even being known in the community, doing doing one or two different decently paying jobs, barely being able to pay the bills. In fact, not even really being able to pay the bills, and then also not being known in the community. It seems like a giant extreme waste and unmitigated waste. It seems like, wow, dude, I don't know how much more wasteful I could even get. I don't know. So I feel like this is the perfect time not only start a business, but also, like, for example, start a business, this one in particular about cleaning up Stone Oak, which could actually help the community at large in general in a very direct way, and also give me the opportunity to be more well known in the community. And if I'm well known in the community, then it really shouldn't be that hard to network and find other ways to make money instead of this like 9 to 5 set schedule. You only get paid so much. You're not a part of the community. You're barely paying bills type of scenario. That scenario is like that scenario that I'm playing out right now. I would imagine that it could be a much more desperate scenario up in America, right? Or like it's just there's no hope in it. There's no hope. All right, and it might sound black pill, but there's no hope in that. And I'm this is a guy telling you who's always done that. I've always done this sort of thing and just barely gotten by. But quite honestly, you're in World War III. That's not going to be enough. To make more money, more money, more money. And more money is a lot. It has a lot to do with networking, right? And I feel like whether or not I have a lot of money or not, if I'm well known and well respected for doing nice things and doing good things here in this community, that's a pretty damn good start. Damn good start. And it's a business, like I said, about and in regards to cleaning up the community. I don't know. I don't know if it's like property taxes paid to San Antonio, and San Antonio they then hire employees or whatever to come by around Stone Oak and everywhere else and come and pick up the trash from the sidewalks and from the streets. You know, because I know that the city of San Antonio, for example, will come around and they'll mow the grass, or perhaps Stone Oak takes care of that. I really don't know, but somebody comes around and mows the grass by the side of the streets. And you know, grass doesn't really grow all that much here in San Antonio because typically it's not raining enough. And so the grass won't grow too much. So it's like, dude, honestly, I don't even know how much they do it, but like, what, you'd have to cut the grass maybe maybe 3 times a year, maybe, because it doesn't grow that much, right? I don't know how often they come around and pick up the trash, but I can assume that it's just the same amount, maybe like 2 or 3 times a year. So we found ourselves in a system where we're living just like most other people, which people are paying out their nose all sort of bills to include the property taxes, but it's nobody. There's nobody to call. There's nobody in the government. There's no kind of bills to pass in which we'll have somebody come and clean our streets. Don't we pay so much taxes? have somebody come and clean our streets. Uh, well, every couple of weeks. Should be able to keep up with it, especially here in Stone Oak, because it's not a very trashy place. All right, you got some pedestrians leaving trash, and it builds up. But there's more trashy places in San Antonio. It's not even like it would be hard to keep up with. But the city of San Antonio or whoever's in charge of that, nowhere to be found. It's trash all over. And nobody's gonna do nothing until somebody like gets a high school class to come and adopt a street or something. Nobody's gonna do nothing. And the trash is gonna still be there on the side of the road. So and I had this idea way back when I was actually recovering from surgeries and I was starting to walk in. And I was walking a lot. I'm still walking a lot, but I was walking a lot to recover from the surgeries. And I couldn't help but notice, especially I was walking slow, I couldn't help but notice trash everywhere, dude. And I didn't have a job like for that amount of time I was out of work, because I was recovering from the surgeries. So during that time, I spent like couple of weeks, just walking around with a bucket and putting trash in the bucket. I bought a little claw and I was putting trash in the bucket. And of course, people would notice and people would thank me driving down the street. They'd be like, oh. And so even back then, I was like, this is a good idea. And I didn't pursue it necessarily. I did these other things in order to try to get money. But it's like, okay, if you really think about it, it's a good idea. Like, let's say that it doesn't make money at all. Let's say there is no money involved. It would be a very good idea for somebody to, for example, strategically take this whole neighborhood and systematically eliminate all the trash in the neighborhood. Would that or would that not be nice and enjoyable? I think if you were to take a poll of the people who pay bills here in Stone Oak and you'd ask them, hey, wouldn't it be cool if somebody came and eliminated all the trash out the streets, the whole entire neighborhood? Wouldn't that be cool? I think a lot of people would be cool with that. They'd be real cool with that. And so my thinking is like some people would be so cool with that. Some people would be so cool that they'd be wanting to find out a way how to donate and see where there was no job, where a job didn't exist, but there was a need. What if somebody came and they filled up that need? What if you start seeing a guy walking around and you start noticing that there ain't no trash, and then you see him and you find out there's a website. You go to the website, you see that there's a campaign to eliminate all the trash about a Stone Oak. And because Stone Oak is such a nice place and it's going to be even more nicer, people are going to be hard pressed to find any trash. You're going to have to go on Easter egg hunts to find trash anywhere in Stone Oak. Wouldn't that be nice? So with all the people who live in Stone Oak, it's a pretty big neighborhood. You figure a small percentage of them, those people, would be willing, with all the bills that they're paying right now, would be willing to pay $1, $5, whatever, $20 to make sure Stone Oak stays pretty. And I'm here to tell you, here's what I think. I think Stone Oak is so nice already and well kept already. I mean, trash does accumulate up and then there's trash everywhere. But I honestly think that a man like me, I got the capabilities to eliminate all the trash off of all the major streets here in Stone Oak. So if I have the capabilities and nobody else, I mean, there might be somebody else here that's got the capabilities, but they're just not stepping up to the plate. If I got the capabilities, then who am I to not step up to the plate? Meanwhile, I could go get a job, in which I'm still hollering at my temp agency. I want to see what options are open. But imagine the other route. I could play it safe. and I could go get a job that pays what, 15, 16, 17 an hour or something. I could go to that job, fight traffic and all that, go to the job, get paid barely enough to almost pay my bills, and stay in my house and nobody in the community even knows me. It's just like, it's striking me as retarded. And even if there's a risk of, starting this business, starting this cause, even if there's a risk of it crashing and burning and not having the money and just whatever, worst come to worst, Gerard is in the gutter and he lives in the gutter now. It was worth the risk. I mean, why wait for somebody to come and do something for the community when I could step up, do something for the community, and perhaps inspire somebody else to do something else for the community? And then it's a chain reaction. And then before you know it, we live in a community that people will come from miles and miles and miles around just to see how we're living. That's the idea. That's the idea. So, no, I showed y'all the video on the other YouTube channel, which I haven't let y'all a link. I'll go ahead and I'll leave y'all a link at some time. On the other YouTube channel, it's already 3 videos on 3 consecutive days. I walked 3 different routes and picked up trash and made videos about them. They're all up on the other YouTube. Now, as time goes on, we might find like different other, avenues in which to get the word out for the people to know. But in the meantime, like I said, there's a separate YouTube channel. It's not going to be political. It's not going to be like a social anything really. It's just going to be about, hey, look, trash everywhere. I'm picking it up. You want to give me some money? All right. And not only trash, but like I want to get into landscaping and stuff like that, helping out neighbors and the community, making the community look nice in many different ways, but especially picking up the trash. So there's a YouTube channel especially for that, going to have daily videos, right? Because, okay, people are going to see me in Stone Oak. I already know I'm kind of a noticeable guy, whatever it is about me. Like aesthetically, I look like I'm in pretty decent shape, right? So I'm noticeable in that way. I'm 6 foot tall. It's not the tallest person, but I'm noticeable. Okay, when I go out in the street, for example, and I'm wearing this big hat, I don't, it's across the room right now, but I'm wearing that big hat, and I'm wearing the shades and stuff. You're going to notice me, whether or not you like it or not. And I see people, I see people a lot who don't like noticing me, but they can't help but notice me, so they feel some sort of way about that. I've always noticed it. Okay, imagine me, for example. I'm going down the side of the road. I'm picking up trash. You see me not only today, you saw me the other day. You see me like 3 or 4 times. Big hat, got the shades, looking like a rock star. Okay, you see me going down, picking up the trash. You're noticing that the streets that I'm going down are like devoid of trash. There's no trash to be seen. You see me picking up trash, and then trash has been abolished throughout the land. You see me, I got a shirt on. The shirt says keep stoneoakclean.com in big, big letters on the front and on the back. I already ordered the shirts. They're coming. They should be here by Friday. Paid a lot of money for them to get them here by Friday, but keep in big letters. You can read it from far, far away. Keep stoneoakclean.com. That's it. There's nothing else on the shirt. All right. People will go to keep stoneoakclean.com, which I already own that website. They're going to go to keep stoneoakclean.com. And of course, clean Stone Oak, keep stoneoakclean.com. It's going to have all the links. Take them to a link tree if they want. That's going to have all the links as well. But the website going to have all the links to the YouTube channel, to the Facebook, to the Instagram, maybe even the TikTok. The TikTok's banned or some crap. I don't know what. But even the TikTok, all the social medias, they're all going to have those daily videos on social medias with, uh, maps of what exact route that I took on what day, and videos on the YouTube channel of look how much trash there was out here. Now it ain't no trash. You see this? It ain't no trash. Look at it. And I'll have a bucket full of trash. I'll be like, look at all this trash. Right? That's what I picked up. You're gonna have the YouTube channel, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the TikToks, and all that. You're gonna have the gifts and goes. Right? I already got one of those. I have the Patreon and the damn PayPal or whatever. I don't know how much money they like to take, but I'll find out. I want to have these multiple payment options so that people can pay me with great ease. I want to make it real easy on them for them to pay me. All right, and that's the plan. It's branding. It's being out in the community. You can't help but see me. If you like what I'm doing, give me $1, dude. Give me $1. Give me $5. How many people actually have to give me $5? Here in Stone Oak, when you consider how many people live in Stone Oak, how many people have good jobs that live in Stone Oak? How many people really honestly had to give me $5 in order to make sure that I could just do this as a career? And as I do that as a career, I mean, dude, like it's just nothing but benefit. I could be outside. I have my big hat so I won't get all burnt up. I could be outside all day. I could have my shades to straight chilling. I could go walk, which I already enjoy, just carry a bucket, pick up trash, enjoy the nice outdoors. And that's awesome. Help the community, and that's awesome. But at the same time, it'll give me like 30 to pursue other ways of getting money to include landscaping and small jobs like that. But not only that, time to explore other ways to make money. Like, for example, my music's been on the back burner. Find out which ways I can make my music make money. Look more into the crypto. I had some time to look more into the crypto. Everybody needs to get into crypto, by the way. Not only just crypto, but the precious metals or whatever. Here's the thing about it. I see there's one person up in the building. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll tell you this. The one worst, well, there could be even worse things, but I'm not here to like ponder that. The worst thing that you could have right now in America, I'm thinking, is a dollar bill, dude. A dollar bill. Or even worse, dollar bills in your bank. I mean, no matter what kind of stupid thing you think to do with your money, it's hardly anything more stupid than having dollar bills. And it's like it's very interesting. People could deny that, but I think it's a very interesting time. And it's not something that I've ever experienced, obviously. Very interesting to think about this. In this particular time, one of the most retarded things that you possibly do is hold on to dollar bills. Okay. And the reason for that, quite simply, is because who's in charge of your government or who was like in charge of your government before, and I mean the people who run the government like behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Not the people you're electing. Their bosses, their bosses, they hate you. They want you dead. But I mean, if anything, they would love to do bad things to you before you die and then have you dead. And your children, they hope you have children so that they can kill them. They hate them. They hate human beings. And it could be debated as to whether or not Donald Trump hates human beings. Well, that's up for debate. I mean, it looks like he loves them. Uh, I mean, allegedly, Elon Musk loves human beings. But these people who it's like, okay, if you ever thought that like um, denouncing all uh, dollars, getting rid of your dollars, knowing that it's basically cancer in your pocket, If you ever thought of that as being like traitorous to America, or it's like, okay, that's obviously going to bring back about the fall of America, right? If enough of a population of America was to completely stop using dollars, then that would therefore speed up the destruction of America, which is basically upon us already. It's just it would speed up the ramifications, technically, and that's why at one point it probably was like patriotic to have dollars to buy bonds and war bonds and stuff. Might have been a dumb idea back then, but I'm just putting it out there. It could have been seen as patriotic. Nowadays, um, it's the last thing you want is dollars. So I'm thinking the way I'm thinking about it is you could get the bitcoins and stuff like that, the cryptocurrencies. You could get precious metals. Like Alex Jones has said, you can get cigarettes and alcohol. You can get reefer or whatever you want. Like anything, anything. So long as it doesn't like go bad, so long as you can keep it good. I don't care if it's packs of juice boxes. I don't care what it is. Like if you can buy a million WD-40 bottles, whatever it is that you buy is going to be. It's better that you have that than dollar bills because a WD-40 can is going to stay useful. If you can use it, it's going to have value. The value is basically going to stay put where it's at. A WD-40 can is it's going to stay put in value like in reference to a gallon of milk or something. They're going to stay proportional. Right? Dollar going down, quite obviously. I thought I would bring that up, but yeah, perfect time. A perfect time. Everything going down the way it is, total destruction in our country. I think it's a perfect time for anybody who finds themselves capable and available. I think it's a perfect time to ponder the ideas of doing something different, like doing things that could benefit society. When we were brought up in a society where it's all about me, and competition and stuff like that, and look where it's gotten us. Right? I forgot what I was rambling about. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this particular broadcast short. I'll holler at y'all about some stuff tomorrow when I know more about some stuff. Right? Um, Perhaps, amongst other things, I'll holler at y'all about Fiesta. If you don't know, I'm sure there's fiestas in plenty of places, but San Antonio has a fiesta. It's like during the springtime. It just took place this past week and the week before. At the beginning of spring, it's traditional for quite some time that they have what's called Fiesta here in San Antonio. And it's we're gonna talk about it next time. But it's a place. It's all these parties are very expensive. Locals don't hardly go there. It's so expensive. So most locals don't have nothing to do with Fiesta, but it does bring in tourism and it's big it's parties and stuff. Anyways, yeah, some people got shot dead, and on like the last night of the Fiesta, I still really don't know the details. I know it got in like a gunfight. Apparently, it was a gunfight, and two people wound up dead. I don't know if one person I think was shot by the police, but I don't know if the other person was just shot by the previous person or what. All sort of people were injured. Long story short, we're going to talk about how there's absolutely no reason to go to Fiesta, and it's retarded, and it's been retarded. Uh, and it's time for something new. I do believe that San Antonio has had its last fiesta, and that is to say that it's not like okay, next spring there might be another fiesta, but if so, it's going to be so drastically different that you might as well call it something else. The same thing goes for Christmas. Mark my words down. Christmas is not going to be anything like the previous Christmases. Why? Because of total rampant destruction and chaos. And anyways, I look forward to it. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. It is April the 29th, 2020, 2024.